My name is Emily Rose, also known as Nexi. My talk is titled Realtime Hardware, which is actually just like a really lazy title that I've been giving all my talks since Realtime Conf, since the guys there just kind of made up a name. Props to them for that, thank you. It's stuck with me. So anyway, yeah, accurate talk titles are hard. So, and this time, 110% more Node.js. So look forward to that. We'll see if it works out. But first, I guess I'm supposed to tell you a little bit about myself. So I've been talking to computers since like forever ago, and I think I was like 10 or 11 then. So fast forward to several years ago, I started working with a vegan strip club here in Portland. I mean, where else would there be a vegan strip club? Casa Diablo. Interesting place. So I got started with hardware there, trying to figure out how we could basically create like a lap dance vending machine that would like track and keep track of everything and just kind of help automate, you know, our daily systems. By the way, the title of this particular site is pretty much like what everyone says to me when I'm like, yeah, I used to work for a vegan strip club. Like, what? Like, how does that work? Which, it's actually, to, you know, clarify, is just that the food is vegan and stuff like that. So, yeah, nothing too crazy. Anyway, so along the way of like trying to build this like lap dance thing, we're basically trying to like tell when there were customers in the back room, right? And like be able to monitor so we knew people were like paying for the time back there. So kind of like sidelined that into realizing that we could also build like a pretty cool like security system or something like that. So we ended up doing like a little hack with like Twilio and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm kind of probably rambling here. So anyway, enough about me. Basically, I now work with NinjaBlocks doing Internet of Things stuff, which is, by the way, it's the future. So if you're not aware, like Internet of Things, connected devices, sensors, observability, you know, actuators, interacting with things, that sort of stuff. So I do a lot of work now with like sensors and trying to automate daily life. So anyway, my actual talk is going to be about Arduinos, Node serial ports, Fermata, JohnnyFive. We're going to use some lasers, some LEDs, different stuff like that. So, show of hands, who is familiar with an Arduino? Sweet. Okay. So that's pretty good. I'll skip over that and make up for my rambling earlier. But yeah, so 8-bit processor, wires. Everyone familiar with wires? Made of metal. Yep, okay. So yeah, for this project, oh yeah, that's an Arduino. I'm pretty much using basic components, so like transistors, resistors, capacitors, wire, and software. And these are the three main pieces that I'm using. And so, show of hands, everyone familiar with this general stack? No? Okay, sweet. So there's something for me to talk about here. Basically, when I talk about Fermata, that's a communications protocol. And normally with an Arduino, you have to like program it in C, C++, and you have to recompile and upload every time you make a change, and that's really boring, and like who writes C these days, right? Like, no one. So what Fermata does is allows you to just upload like a generic sketch, as they're called, to the Arduino that allows you to move all of the logic and programming up into user land something or other. So in our case, Node.js. Everyone familiar with that? I just like seeing hands go up because it's like it validates me. So, you know, if you could just raise your hands at random, that would help too. And by the way, just so you guys are prepared, I'm going to ask you for your help. So for those of you that have your laptops out and whatnot, if you could like maybe pick one of your favorite songs and like get an MP3 handy, we're going to do something with that. I'm trying to foreshadow a little bit. I was told that was a good idea. So anyway, so moving on, I kind of got distracted, and I just realized you can't see any of like the text over here because it's dark. But basically, so we have a standard Fermata sketch running on the Arduino. We have Node Fermata, which is a Node implementation of Fermata running in Node. And we use Node serial port to communicate via serial between those two. And then we add JohnnyFive, which I mentioned right here. And JohnnyFive lets you do things like this, which is like 6 lines of code, and now you have like a laser strobing or something like that. So I want to show you that, if I can find it. And that's it. So move this down here. You can turn the music up when I'm like in not saying anything. I'm pretty much mostly done talking at this point, but I do want to. Oh God, I guess going over code's kind of out of the question. But anyway, so if I can find my mouse, I'm going to show you something that will at least be moderately entertaining. Or break my computer. One of the two. No, I think I'm just going to break my computer instead. So forget I said anything about that. But we'll move on a little bit because I actually have like an actual demo to do. So demo time. So instructions, for those of you that actually feel like participating, if you could like pull that up. That is a repo, some code I prepared for us to play with, hopefully, we'll see. And so again, show of hands, who's planning on actually doing this? All 3 of you. Okay, let's do this. So I'll give you a minute to kind of look over it and get it installed. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, let me boot my server. So as this slide says, please do. So if nobody comes up, I'm seriously going to drop the mic and walk off stage right now. There's 1. There's 2. Come on. We're in Holocene. You can't like not get into an interactive demo. Like, if this works at all, you will at least feel as though the effort you put into coming up here was Well, it's up to you. You can bring it up. You can come up here if you want. So yeah, bring your computer up. My ideal is that we all get our computer, at least our laptops, open, and as many of us as possible download the library. You don't have to download anything if you don't want to. But what we're gonna do is sweet. So the Wi-Fi has been very, very flaky for me as well. So can anyone read that? Is okay, kind of? Yeah? Anyone having problems reading it? Because I'll read it out loud. No? Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and open up a window too. Nice. Yeah, and so like you can still play, you can interact, you can join the party, as it were, without downloading anything. So you can just hit that, well, let me scroll up. So you can hit this address without anything. Oh yeah, I can look over here. Okay. So this is some kind of disco. And I'm actually still up from last night finishing this. So if I'm like a little loopier than usual, that's why. And notice I said this was interactive. So there's actually some components of this little black box sitting here that is interactive and is causing the colors of your screens to change. So if you want to take a guess, you can. There's also this. And let me see. I guess I could also plug this in. And I don't know if you noticed the buttons on the side, but anyone that is on here can push it, and it might be a little laggy with the Wi-Fi, but if you notice, I'm not pushing anything. You guys are pushing buttons right now. And at this very moment, our poor fog machine, our hazer, is taking a nap, cooling itself down. But in the meantime, if you do feel like commandeering our pirate radio, you can upload with this command down at the very bottom of the screen, if you can see it. And once it's uploaded, you should see it on the screen, and then you can play it.
Do I need to plug in?
Well, you don't need to run the server. I'm the only one that needs to run the server, Max. Well, you cloned the whole repo so you could look through my amazing code, and then you also did it so that you could use the upload command, which is a script. I guess I could have clarified that. If you're in the root directory of what you just downloaded, upload will be a JS file that you can run via Node. 172.16.321.129 happens to be my current IP address. And file name is the real existing file location of an MP3 file that you have on your computer that you want to have show up over here. So if we scroll down, for example, let's see what people have uploaded. I downloaded Boom for this, so I don't know if that's going to help or not, but we'll see. Well, it should be controlling the color. So your screens might be a little delayed, but let's get some music playing. Not sure why it's not playing. Like I said, I kind of, sort of, like, maybe have. There we go. Okay, someone took over. Nice, thank you. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say for this particular talk. Yeah, we can go over that. So I do have to get back to a couple slides, but this is actually something I'm working on for work. So let's see. Well, so all you have to do is upload it and scroll down to it and click play, and it'll stop whatever's playing, or it should. But this Wi-Fi, like, I was almost like thinking my demo wasn't going to work at all because I couldn't get on the Wi-Fi. So I also have Pew Pew, and I don't know if you can really see it, but if we have enough fog, then there's like a laser. So like we can play with that too, but like. There we go. I tried really hard to get that hooked up to the beat matching too, but it's really hard because with LEDs, by the way, like, you know, they only allow electricity through one way, and as that Substack just illustrated, like, audio is basically AC current, so you only get half of the sine wave with an LED, so can't really do the same thing with a laser. It's kind of hard. I'm still working on it, but in the meantime, I figured you guys could just click it, and someone's trying to break my relay, but that's fine. It was only $6, whatever. If this whole DJ booth catches on fire, it wouldn't be a first either. Anyway, so let's see if we can get a little more understanding of how to code. I have no clue what just happened there, but. Oh. Really? Yeah, that's interesting. So I tested this on my local network, and it worked perfectly. For what that's worth. Should we restart it? Okay, we're gonna restart it. So y'all got disconnected, so let me give you the... Oh, I know what's happening. I'm playing Spotify music. There you go. So... It could just be that my computer can't handle you guys like playing that many files. I don't know, but dinosaur. So I figured this could also kind of be a little bit of a social, like kind of a social experiment to see how well everyone can get along and cooperate to actually get anything played for more than like a second or two. I guess we already have the answer for that. Yeah, I have no clue. I think you guys are just... Oh wow. So I'm in a playlist too, because I was like, you guys will probably screw it up. So I wanted to have a backup plan. So we'll play this. This is really underwhelming. I thought it would be a little dark, but maybe tonight we can play with it some more and see if it looks a little nicer. Like in my office, in pitch dark with like the fog machine blasting, it looks really cool. Take my word for it. I think we like broke everything. Oh well. Well, there's that. So. Oh, and here I'm like, I'm telling you should restart, and then I was like, maybe wow. Wow. Alright guys, I think that's enough. Anyway, let's go back to my slides so we can get this finished up. It's been about half an hour. I don't know if you know this or not, but so for those of you that came closer, thank you. At least there's some of us that actually came to I was totally gonna play up how unsafe this was too, but like no one came up, so like the punchline just didn't work. So maybe next time you'll listen to me. And so yeah, special thanks to the following individuals. If we could get a round of applause for everyone on this. For real. Yeah. And yeah, so every one of these people have played a pretty big role in me actually being able to do stuff like this. So I want to thank everyone, especially Maxenheimer Ogdenstein. He's a pretty cool guy too. So yeah, and then I do have one other slide. Oh, by the way, the nth person to tweet next above the total number of semicolons in the slides can have an Arduino and some stuff. But when I say the total number of semicolons, I really just mean like a beautiful, beautiful haiku. So write me a haiku, and if I like it, I will give you some electronics. Thank you.